Unfortunately, we're going to have to end the pod on a sad note today. Atlanta rapper Trouble was murdered. So prayers and condolences out to his family and loved ones. It's never a good thing to hear stories like this. He was murdered allegedly by a gentleman named, or a person, not a gentleman, a scum of the earth if he did do this. I think his name is LaMichael Jones. He recently turned himself in. And it's come out that Trouble was sleeping with his woman. He was actually at her house. They were at her house. I guess they had, he came over there to see her, parked, they hung out, and then they went to sleep in her bed. Now, her and the alleged killer, Michael Jones, they had just broken up a week ago, and she stated that she went off on him. He had been helping her with her paying on the house and things like that, and she was telling he had no money, and she was getting tired of that. And allegedly he started beating on her. She called the police, but he ran off, so she left too, because he had left, let it go. Now this is a week before the murder. Now a week later, however she meets Trouble, they meet each other and go back to her place, and they do what grown folks do. And it was stated that in the middle of the night she woke up. Somehow he had gotten into the house. He might have even still had keys, but he had gotten into the house and started beating on her. And then Trouble wakes up, sees this, and then they get into a fight, and then he shoots him. Now he turned himself in, and it's so sad. And again, condolences to the family, the friends, everybody who loved him, his fans. I didn't know the man's music personally, but this of course, a sad story just to hear somebody passing. And it's just a reminder to, watch these women. Sometimes it could be a setup. That wasn't in this case, but even if it's not, you never know when they just broke up with a dude, or if they got a dude who may be crazy. You could be the baddest dude on the planet. You could be the toughest dude, toughest nigga. You can take everybody out, beat everybody up. That don't mean nothing to a gun and a bullet. So just be careful about that, because hey man, one thing I know, a man will a square dude could turn ruthless for the woman he love. If he feel like he losing his woman, or you messing with his woman, he catch something, a square dude could turn into a straight killer for a woman. Ain't no lie. I think this is a good moment for all, well, not a good moment, but a moment to reflect on how us as men, we interact with women. So if you do want to mess with a woman, maybe bring her back to your place. Y'all get a hotel, something like that. Don't go to her spot. You don't know what's going on in that situation. You don't know what's happening with that, for your safety. And I advise, I don't know if he knew about their relationship, but if a girl say, I just broke up with my dude a week ago, maybe you back off of that. Maybe try to see, what kind of dude is he? If he's somebody who was beating on her, which, she said allegedly he was before that night that he allegedly murdered Trouble, then that let you know, man, I ain't trying to mess with that. I'm trying, you want to mess with something that ain't got all that friction. Yeah, man. And to them dudes who take pride in like taking other men, women, and sleeping with them, just know there can be some consequences with that. And again, you can say, well, you ain't scared and you got it on you, you can do whatever, but why would you welcome that trouble? And you may not even be thinking about it. Niggas see you don't see him, and dang, it's over. If he got that on him too. So that's just so sad. Somebody coming up and trying to, better himself, better his family, make the money. And I understand it, beautiful women are always gonna be a temptation, but sometimes we gotta try to plan smarter. And women, if you got a man who's doing this abusive stuff, don't just let it go. Men like that, that's a sense of, he feels like he can control you. If he's going to beat on you, he's not just going to be so quick to leave that alone. And for your safety and for the safety of your friends, family, or somebody else who you may be interested in, you got to go to the police, report that dude, report the beatings. Don't just take it. Don't just let him go off. If you sense this pattern of viciousness, and you sense that he may be a little off and controlling and like aggressively controlling, you got to be worried about your safety and the safety of those you bring around you. And this isn't victim blaming at all, but this is just, we always have to be cautious, and we have to We want to preserve ourselves, and the thing is, the people who are evil don't care, so we have to care about ourselves. We have to think that what can we do to get home safely? What can we do to make sure everybody else that we care about gets home safe? So that's what that is, man. So sad again. One more time, condolences, love, prayers to everybody who's affected by his passing. And, just hopefully we can move forward strong, learn some lesson in this, and justice can prevail for his passing.
It's the WACCast podcast. Yeah.
Talk whack to me. Talk whack to me.
Yeah.
Talk whack to me. Talk whack
It's
to me.
the WACCast podcast. Yeah.
Talk whack to me. Talk whack to me.
Yeah.
Talk whack to me. Talk whack to me.